Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to lesson 2A in level 2 of our Simple Guide to Tajweed series, brought to you by Blossoms of Faith. In today's lesson, we will introduce Noon Saakinah and Tanween rules. We will find out why we have many rules for Noon Saakinah and Tanween and what are these rules. Noon Saakinah and Tanween rules. First, let's see how Noon Saakinah looks like. Noon Saakinah could appear with a sukoon sign, without any haraka, or with a small meem on top. We can find Noon Saakinah in nouns, verbs, and prepositions. Whenever we mention Noon Saakinah, we talk about Tanween too. This is because Tanween is pronounced as a Noon Saakinah at the end of nouns, but is written as a double haraka. So, Ba Tanween Fatha is pronounced as Ba with Fatha plus Noon Saakinah. Ban. Ba Tanween Kasra is pronounced as Ba with Kasra plus Noon Saakinah. Bin. And finally, Ba Tanween Dhamma is pronounced as Ba with Dhamma plus Noon Saakinah. Bun. Normally, each letter has one haraka only, but for Tanween, it has a double haraka, as the first one is for the letter and the second indicates the presence of Tanween. Tanween can appear only at the end of nouns. For example,
رزقا جنات أزواج.
However, Tanween appears as an exception in the Quran on two verbs only. In Surah Al-Alaq, ayah 15,
لنسفعا بالناصية.
and in Surah Yusuf, ayah 32.
وليكونا من الصاغرين.
Tanween is written as two fathas, kasras, or dhammas. It has three different forms that can appear in the Quran as explained in details in level 1, lessons 8a, 8b, 8c, and 8d. The first set is equal Tanween Fatha, equal Tanween Kasra, and Dhamma with an upside down Noon on top. The second set is sliding Tanween, while the third set is Fatha and Meem, Kasra and Meem, and Dhamma and Meem. These different sets of Noon Saakinah and Tanween help us identify which rule we should apply. The set of Tanween or the sign on Noon used is determined according to the letter that follows, thus dictating how the Noon Saakinah will be pronounced. Noon Saakinah and Tanween has four rules. Number 1, إظهار حلقي. Number 2, إدغام. Number 3, قلب. Number 4, إخفاء حقيقي. So, why do we have so many rules? Noon Saakinah has many rules because its point of articulation is composed of two parts. The first is the tongue and the second is the nose. So, Arabs used to depend on the nasal part and ignore the mouth part in some places as this is easier in pronunciation. These rules vary according to the distance between the point of articulation of the Noon Saakinah and the following letter. If the 2 points of articulation are too far, we should apply idhar. If they are too close, we apply idgham. But if the points of articulation are not too far or too close, we apply ikhfa. We have 28 letters that can follow the Noon Saakinah after excluding letter Alif, because Alif is always Saakinah and the letter before it will always have Fatha. So, Noon Saakinah cannot precede it. Wait a minute, how does Alif have Fatha, Kasra and Dhamma? No, this Haraka belongs to the Hamza, and the Alif is only a chair for the letter Hamza. So, this is letter Alif. Arabs were used to pronounce Noon Saakinah in 4 different ways. Clear, when followed by Hamza, Ha, Ain, Ha, Ghain or Kha. Merged, when followed by Ya, Ra, Meem, Laam, Waw or Noon. Changed to Meem, when followed by Ba. Hidden, when followed by the 15 remaining letters. These rules were applied even before Quran was revealed, as it is part of the Arabic language. The only difference is that Ghunnah sometimes is prolonged in the Quran according to the Tajweed rule. As we mentioned in level 1, lessons 8a, 8b, 8c and 8d, Noon Saakinah rules are 4 rules. The first rule is when we find the equal Tanween set, or Noon Saakinah with Sukoon sign, we pronounce the Noon clear, and the letters that can follow this set are Hamza, Ha, Ain, Ha, Ghain or Kha. The third set is when Fatha, Kasra or Dhamma come with a small Meem and the Noon Saakinah comes with a small Meem. We change the Noon Saakinah into a hidden Meem with prolonged Ghunnah. Always the following letter will be letter Ba. Back to the second set. In this set, we find that the 2 Fathas, Kasras or Dhammas are unequal or sliding, and Noon Saakinah with no Haraka or even Sukoon sign. When checking the following letter after Tanween or Noon, if it is followed by one of the letters of Yarmulun, we should merge Noon into the following letter, without Ghunnah if it is Lam or Ra, and with prolonged Ghunnah if it is Ya, Noon, Meem or Waw. But if the following letter is any other letter other than Yarmulun letters, we hide Noon Saakinah at the point of articulation of the following letter with prolonged Ghunnah. We will have more details and examples for these rules in the next 4 videos, insha'Allah. Thank you for listening, and see you next lesson where we will learn about Idhar Halqi, which is the first rule of Noon Saakinah and Tanween rules. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.